Welcome to the Rift Arena, where the best meets the best. Today, the Golden Guardian versus the Boy of Steel. One is a living paradox powered by the void itself, the other a nightmare with a pre-crisis strength and nothing left to lose. So get ready, Rift Walkers, because when the dust of the dead universe settles, only one will still be standing. We always talk about who would win in a fight between Marvel and DC. Usually it's fun debates. Superman versus Thor, Captain America versus Batman, clean matchups, simple comparisons. But this is not that. What happens when you take two of the most unstable, most powerful, and most dangerous beings ever written and force them into a fight where there is no escape, no rules, no limits? Let's start with Robert Reynolds, the Sentry. On the surface, he looks just like Superman. Flight, strength, speed, invulnerability, energy projection, the usual. But that description doesn't even begin to explain what he actually is. Sentry operates on a level where limits stop applying. He doesn't just punch hard. He manipulates matter from the inside. He can regenerate from complete destruction, reforming himself after being torn apart. He has actually overpowered Avengers-level threats and has gone toe-to-toe with beings that warp reality itself. There are moments where he has fought Molecule Man, someone who controls all matter and didn't just survive, but competed on that level. He has ripped enemies apart with ease, flown through space at incomprehensible speed, and displayed power that fluctuates depending on one thing: his mind. Because Sentry is not just a hero. He's two beings sharing the same existence. For every action of good, there is an equal and opposite force: the void. Actually, my favorite, so. The void is not just a dark side. It is a separate conscious entity, pure destruction, no restraint, no morality, and in many cases, it is stronger than Sentry himself. This creates a terrifying reality. The more Sentry pushes his power, the closer he gets to losing control. Now, on the other side of this fight, Superboy Prime. Not just another version of Superman. This is what happened when you take the raw, exaggerated power of the Silver Age and remove every emotional restraint that made it safe. Superboy Prime doesn't just have strength. He has absurdity-level power. We're talking about moving planets without breaking a sweat. Survived universal-scale destruction, fighting entire armies of heroes alone, and of course winning. During Infinite Crisis, he did something that very few characters in fiction have ever done. He punched reality so hard it broke. His strikes caused timeline shifts, rewritten events across the DC universe, characters changed, histories altered, entities, continuities were affected because he hit existence too hard. He has battled the Green Lantern Corps together, survived the Big Bang, fought beings like the Darkest Night, entities that operate on a near-universal level. And unlike Sentry, Prime doesn't hesitate. He does not question himself. He does not fear his own power. If anything, his instability makes him more dangerous, because to him, none of this is real. He is aware on some level that he exists in a constructed world, which means consequences don't matter, pain doesn't matter, destruction doesn't matter. Prime does not hesitate. He does not question himself. He does not fear his own power. If anything, his instability makes him more dangerous, because to him, none of this is real. He is aware on some level that he exists in a constructed world, which means consequences don't matter, pain doesn't matter, destruction doesn't matter, and that mindset removes the one thing that usually limits God-tier characters: restraint. Section 2. We're done asking who they are. Now we measure what they can actually do. And to do that properly, we have to abandon normal thinking. This isn't about lifting buildings or destroying cities. This is about force on a scale where planets are collateral damage, and universes are just environments. Let's start at the foundation: physical power. Sentry's strength is often called limitless, but that word gets overused. What makes it so dangerous here is that his strength is tied directly to his molecular control. He doesn't just apply force, he understands and manipulates what he's hitting. He fought World War Hulk. a being fueled by infinite rage, and brought him to a standstill when no one else could. He has torn through enemies on a level most heroes can't even perceive. He has damaged celestials, entities that exist as a cosmic architects of reality itself. And when Sentries exert himself fully, it's not just strength, it's controlled collapse at an atomic level. Now, look at Superboy Prime. Prime doesn't scale to strength, he breaks it. This is a character who moved the entire planets out of orbit to trigger a multiversal crisis. Not struggled, not pushed, moved. He fought two Superman at the same time, versions that represent the peak of DC's heroic ideal, and still needed extreme conditions like a red sun just to weaken him enough to contain him. But there's more of the worst. Prime doesn't regulate his output. There's no restraint, no calculation. Every punch is maximum intent. Sentry is controlled power. Prime is unchecked force. Now we move into speed. And this is where things stop making sense. Sentry has demonstrated speed that puts him far beyond light, traveling from Earth to the Sun and back in seconds, reacting faster than most beings can think, operating at a level where time becomes less relevant. But Sentry still exists within a system. Superboy Prime doesn't respect the system at all. Prime has broken into the Speed Force, a dimension that governs motion itself, and reject anything that doesn't belong. He forced his way into it through raw speed and power alone. He moved so fast that reality couldn't keep up. He doesn't just outrun opponents. He outruns the rules that define movement. So while Sentry operates at extreme speed, Prime operates outside of the idea of speed. Now we reach their peak forms. When Sentry loses control, the Void takes over. The Void is not just a darker version of Sentry, it is a separate entity, a manifestation of destruction, fear, and collapse. It doesn't hold back, it doesn't hesitate. It has overwhelmed entire teams of heroes, torn through powerful beings, and spread destruction on a scale that rivals cosmic threats. The Void doesn't fight, it consumes. Now compare that to Superboy Prime, in his enhanced state. With armor designed to constantly feed him solar energy, Prime becomes self-sustaining, a continuous engine of power, no drop-off, no exhaustion, just constant escalation. He becomes something closer to a force of nature than a person, not just strong, but unstoppable under normal conditions. Sentry has insane power, maybe even equal or higher at his best. But he cannot hold it together for long. His mind becomes his weakness. Prime has one advantage. He keeps going. He gets angrier. He gets stronger. He doesn't stop. In the end, Sentry loses control. And that's where the fight ends. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us what you think about the battle. See you guys in the next video.